manufacturing sector for our markets and external markets too.
Mheshimiwa Rais, tunakupongeza sana kwa kuwa mwenyekiti wa Jumuiya ya Maendeleo ya Kusini mwa Afrika SADC.
Honorable President, we congratulate you warmly for becoming the chair of SADC. This is an indication on your good leadership. May God bless you abundantly. Honorable President, this tour is a blessing and a comfort to us and acts as a catalyst towards hard work.
Hamasa kubwa ya kuchapa kazi zaidi.
In another development, President John Magufuli has inaugurated a radar Julius Nyerere International Airport in Dar es Salaam, which is among the 4 radars in the country, the others being in Kilimanjaro, Songwe and Mwanza regions.
Mradi wa rada pia utavutia mashirika mengi zaidi.
This project will attract more companies to bring their aircrafts to our country. When there are more flights in, then the number of tourists will also increase and lead to economic growth. But also aircrafts flying over Tanzania airspace will also increase, because by having a robust radar system will allow our airspace to serve more efficiently. Therefore, we will increase revenue. I would like to take this opportunity to invite various companies to bring their aircrafts to Tanzania and to use our airspace, which at the moment is safe. You're welcome to fly in as well as guide you.
8 children and an adult have started to hear after having hearing aids implanted at Muhimbili National Hospital. The director of surgery at Muhimbili Hospital, Dr. Safian Barwani, said that they've been able to reach 29 children and an adult to ensure they got the surgery.
Before I could not hear any sound, but now I can hear, although I cannot identify what it is. But when the device is removed, I cannot hear. Before we started offering this service to refer one patient abroad, it cost the government 100 million. But now it's only costing 37 million to have it done here, so we save about 50 to 60 million. This service is progressive and very beneficial to the nation. This equipment is powered by electricity. Once a patient starts treatment today, then they must come back to the hospital to see doctors and hearing experts, whereby treatment will change based on the patient's progress. The patient will also have to attend speech therapy.
And Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has directed the Controller and Auditor General's Office, Tanzania Building Agency, and the Permanent Secretary for Public Service and Management's Office to go to Malinyi District in Morogoro Region and inspect all the construction projects and submit the report to him. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa gave the directive en route to Ulanga District.
Lakini leo wananchi, mpaka mwananchi wa kawaida anaujua mgogoro wenu maofisini, ni aibu. Aibu.
Today, even an ordinary citizen knows about this conflict. It is very embarrassing. I received information that the district commissioner and management don't have the same voice, that they quarrel and even fight over projects. I shall bring in financial experts and auditors so they can come and investigate. Then we will address this matter accordingly. Honorable Prime Minister, some of the challenges we've encountered includes some heavy flooding which affected the progress.
Members of the 51st meeting of heads of police forces in East Africa taking place in Arusha have started discussing various agendas, including how to discover and control international criminal and terrorist networks. Opening the meeting, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Simon Siro, said studies have shown that while several African countries are taking measures to fight crime, criminals, on the hand, are looking for new ways of committing crime.
Terrorist groups' threats are still a major challenge since many of them are opening centers in different places within and outside our borders. Every terrorist finds a new means of orchestrating terror attacks with the aim of showing the world how much powerful they are. In this regard, there is no country that is safe. Therefore, it is necessary to put in place strong foundations of preventing, revealing, and combating such crimes with the target of not using measures that might have further implications after the scene has occurred. By such approaches, then, there shall be low figures on casualties, death, and destruction of properties. The slogan of this meeting is improving cooperation and creativity in combating crimes within and outside East Africa. It is my belief that this meeting will bring all of us closer and improve cooperation in solving and creating different means of combating crimes.
The Bank of Tanzania says that there are only 14 community banks remaining in the country which are still operating after many have closed down. This was revealed by the director of BOT, Jerry Sabi, in Mwanga District, Kilimanjaro region, when speaking with shareholders of Mwanga Community Bank.
Their needs will be heard, and if it is a loan thereafter, then they will be lent some money. But the customer must pay back. If you manage to strengthen this body, then it is the only guarantee to helping the youths of tomorrow. When we didn't have enough capital, we decided to look for shareholders, but they did not commit to investing because the bank had already made losses. So we decided to find out why. We found that poor management was to blame. So we changed management and how the bank was operated. There is only a few banks operating well. It is less than 4. There are two things that is destroying banks. One is a lack of good governance. In good governance, there are shareholders, the board, management and staff.
Residents from Marumba village in Kasulu district, Kigoma region, have called on the government and stakeholders to support construction of a health center in order to reduce infant and maternal deaths. They made the request during a meeting with the Minister of Education, Professor Joyce Ndalichako.
Until right now, we don't have any answers towards why we have been forgotten, as if we're not part of this country. It is a village that is never mentioned anywhere. We are calling on the government that Marumba residents are among people who did vote for the government which is in power right now. We also need essential services like hospitals. People are dying. Others have to seek services in Kasulu. Residents contributed for themselves building materials. On top of that, they contributed 15 million shillings, where the building materials were sent to an area that was ideal for building a hospital. I am grateful for the efforts done by the church and good cooperation they have with the government, where residents have continued to use a dispensary at the church. Meanwhile, there are efforts done by the government in building a government dispensary at Marumba Ward. I shall bring to you the rest of 72 iron sheets that has remained and 50 cement bags.
16 member countries of the Southern African Development Community, SADC, have agreed to construct a satellite which will improve communication systems and stop dependency on foreign systems. This was said during the SADC Permanent Secretaries and Executives meeting in Dar es Salaam.
I use this opportunity to remind you on the mandate of this meeting, which include, among others, to review and prepare documents for the SADC cluster meeting of ICT, information, transport, and metrology. In view of that, I call upon you all to engage in meaningful deliberations in the spirit of togetherness in order to advance the regional integration agenda.
Honorable Minister, on ICT, what we have been looking at since this morning and will continue immediately after this official opening are issues that have to do with projects and programs which are contained in our strategic document, the Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2015-2020, and the SADC Digital 2027, which is a blueprint for ICT program in the region and part of the Regional Infrastructure Development Master Plan.
And that's all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, 8 people were killed and 63 others seriously injured after a bus belonging to Modern Coast collided with a lorry trailer along the Tororo-Iganga Road in eastern Uganda. The casualties were rushed to Bugiri and Iganga Hospital for medical attention.
What? People have broken hands and legs, and others are not even recognizable. The government should help us put speed limit humps from town to here.
A planned post-mortem of the body of Dutch businessman Tom Cohen will be conducted on Tuesday following an order by High Court Jesse Lessett. The order was given following a request by Sarah Wairimu, Cohen's estranged wife and a suspect in his murder. Investigators in Kenya believe the post-mortem will play a key role in unraveling the mystery behind the Dutch tycoon's murder.
And refine the report of member assessment on that date. We shall follow up. So we are talking about plea and bail 26.
Prosecution, defense, to the authorities are addressing the media on the investigations or evidence that are alleged to exist in this case, and also the media is also prevented from publishing investigations into the matter. I don't expect any address from either of the parties who are here.
Citizens of Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo have expressed concern on the security situation due to increased attacks by unidentified people during the night.
We need to find out if he was there at the time, where he passed, and who he was with. That is how we will know who is responsible. This is for the murderers we see in Beni. People continue to die in Beni like meat. They are also robbed as well. We have been seeing many officers in Beni, but people are still dying.
6 people were killed and more than 10 others seriously injured in a road accident which occurred at Makobeni area in Kilifi along the coast of Kenya. The accident occurred after a salon car and lorry collided along the Rubai-Kaloleni road, causing a traffic jam which lasted for more than 8 hours.
This car lost direction when it reached here because the driver did not look at what was coming down the road. And as we know, when there's trailers containing goods, they come down, the hill at high speed. It is sad as we have lost many people. We're tired of burying people after 3 accidents that can be rescued.
The police forces in Burundi and Tanzania have been collaborating in fighting crime, particularly along border areas, whereby in Kigoma, police have handed over 7 criminals to Burundi who have been hiding in Tanzania.
These accused were troublesome on the side of Tanzania, and when they would run and escape to Burundi, where they would also commit criminal activities and return to Tanzania. Thus, we have been in communication with our counterparts and we have been meeting, and this has led to the capture of the criminals and weapons that they have been using to commit crimes on both sides. I ask the public to continue to cooperate with these organs, the police, and report on unknown individuals immediately. I commend Tanzanians because they cooperated with the Burundi police, as this is good cooperation, and when 2 countries work well together, it means safety for all countries.
And that is all for international news. Do stay with us. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Thank you for staying with us, and on to business news. Tanzania is among 10 countries in Africa which will benefit from a program funded by Spain which aims to develop the construction, industrial and tourism sectors.
Health as well as investments in industries, especially the pharmaceutical sector and tourism.
Seen as a threat. This is not the view of Spain. What we see is a continent of opportunity. There is the last scarce resource on earth is not oil or gold or anything like that, it's youth. And Africa has youth, it's plentiful youth. We see that as an opportunity, and countries such as Tanzania with stable institutions and
The Minister of Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Dr. Harrison Mwakembe, has said training on business journalism will enable journalists in the country to increase efficiency and analysis of business reports in a language that can easily be understood by the public. He made the remarks when launching a business training organized by Bloomberg Media Initiative.
With the minerals that we must have understanding on issues of economy. We have accepted this program, where the first program has begun now and the second program will begin in February next year. I believe that youth should be in the forefront in taking this opportunity. There are people who have studied journalism, but through this program, we will train them on financial journalism, which involves ways of reporting financial stories.
Sana tunazungumza kuhusu soko la hisa, unaripoti kitu gani kutoka soko la hisa, sio wengi.
The Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Finance and Planning, Dr. James, has said that they are dissatisfied with the quality of education being provided by the Empowerment Fund, which is supposed to enable entrepreneurs to invest in projects.
Hata hivyo, ukilinganisha na idadi ya Watanzania,
if you look on the population number of Tanzanians, still the statistical data is low. More efforts need to be done in reaching out for more people. Thus, I am directing you to continue giving awareness to people and all relevant stakeholders so that these funds will succeed in accelerating developments in the country, as is the aim of the fifth phase government led by President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli. The issue of awareness have been muchly expressed to UTT AMIS by us, and today I am hereby reminding you on importance of educating people, not only in urban areas but even in rural areas, since there are so many opportunities that can be explored by many. As we can all recall that the government established this institution with the aim of allowing people to own industrial economy. We are ready to cooperate with investors in the financial sector by ensuring that we put in place good working environment from policies, law and administration. Honorable guests of honor, we are grateful. Let me take this opportunity to announce that today's launch has been approved by the Capital Market Authority after fulfilling legal requirements. We are congratulating the board and leadership of UTT AMIS for fulfilling this task efficiently and effectively.
Wote wa Tanzania.
We leave off with business news right there, and sports news is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lind.
And in sports. Shillings for the national will participate in the Africa Cup of Nations in Angola.
Tanzania watusaidie, serikali tusaidie, hasa baba yetu.
We ask Tanzanians and the government to help us, especially our President Magufuli, who has shown that he is the president of all kinds of people. Our game has not been famous yet. Our game doesn't have sponsors. Our game lacks business opportunities. So we depend on help from others.
Ilala's Juma Ramadan Choki has been crowned King of the Ring after defeating Emmanuel Mwakembe last night at Buckets Hall in Dar es Salaam.
My opponent is a good boxer and he's more experienced than me, but I trained more than him and I thank God it was a good fight. He's not a bad boxer, he's very good, and I would like to encourage him to keep on moving forward. I would like to ask for sponsorship because boxing is my life.
And Manchester United goalkeeper David De Gea has signed a new 4-year deal with the club, ending speculation about his future. Here is more.
De Gea moved to Old Trafford in 2011 from Atletico Madrid and firmly made himself one of the team's key players over the last 8 seasons. The Spain international's new contract will keep him at Manchester United until the summer of 2023, with the option of extending it for a further season. 367 appearances for United and won numerous trophies, including the Premier League, Europa League, and FA Cup. In recent seasons, he has been linked with a move away from England, with De Gea almost moving to Real Madrid in 2015. Getting his #1 goalkeeper to commit his future to the club will be a great relief to manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
An Italian TV pundit has been sacked for saying that the only way to stop Romelu Lukaku is to give him 10 bananas to eat. Here are more details.
Luciano Passirani, an Italian football journalist, was a guest on the Chi Stadio a Voi Stadio show when he made the racist remark, and the director of the Telecom Radio show reacted immediately by saying that he would never appear on the program again. The show is debating Lukaku's impact for Inter so far since joining Manchester United in the summer, and Passirani said, "Lukaku is one of the best signings that Inter could have made. I don't see another player like him on any other team in Italy. He's one of the strongest. I like him a lot because he has that strength. He is the twin of Zapata at Atlanta." He then added, "They have something extra that the rest don't have, and then they score the goals and drag your team forward. This guy kills you in the one-on-ones. If you try to challenge him, you wind up on the floor. Either you have 10 bananas to eat that you give him, or..." The director of the show, Fabiano Ravesani, said that Passirani had apologized, but that was not enough.
Granit Xhaka reignited the debate about Arsenal's mental toughness when he said his team had been scared during the second half of the 2-2 draw at Watford. Here is more on this story.
2-0 at the interval, courtesy of goals by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, despite an error-strewn display. But they lost their way in the second half after calamitous defensive mix-up allowed Tom Cleverley chiefly to blame, misplacing a pass when attempting to play out from the back.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to prepare this bulletin for you, thank you for watching and have a good night.